Hi, everybody. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. How would you like the fact that you were without power for many days and then to get a bill from the local power company for thousands of dollars? One woman in Texas had a bill. It was automatically drawn, I believe, from her bank account of over $17,000. This all because of deregulation. I thought I'd show a map of the United States and what areas have regulated gas and electricity markets and others that are not. The light blue is deregulated gas markets, meaning people pay basically what the gas company think they can get away with. The striped lines are both deregulated gas and electricity markets. California, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Maine. Let's pull this up. And then the ones that are deregulated electricity markets is Texas, and I was surprised we got Oregon. According to ABC News, a $1 billion class action lawsuit has been filed against Texas wholesale electric retailer Griddy Energy for allegedly charging exorbitant prices during last week's historic storm that left millions of people without power during freezing weather. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of the Chambers County resident Lisa Corey in Harris County on Monday, who claimed her electricity bill soared to $9,340 the week of the storm. According to the lawsuit, her average monthly bill typically ran from $200 to about $250 a month. According to an article on Vanity Fair, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick blames constituents, the people there in Texas, for their giant electric bills. He says they should have read the fine print first. Those in Texas have a choice to either pay according to a fluctuating rate of what the power costs, or you can have a set rate that you pay all year. The power company there convinced the people there that having their power not fixed but tied to variable wholesale prices would actually save them money, and a lot of people believed it. In the interview with Fox News, Patrick told Harris Faulkner that the people there in Texas have a choice to choose your energy plan, and most people have a fixed rate. If they have a fixed rate per kilowatt hours, their rates aren't going up. But the people who are getting those big bills are people who gambled on a very low rate going forward. People need to read the fine print in those kinds of bills. So during the time of the crisis, the power company raised the cost of the electricity. It was capped at $9 per kilowatt hours. According to a Google search, the average cost per kilowatt is about 13.19 cents per kilowatt hours. Now, these average numbers are from 2014. Hawaii was 33.53 cents per kilowatt, Alaska 17.58, Connecticut 16.98, New York 16.25, Rhode Island 15.57, Massachusetts 15.34. Let's go down and see who is the lowest. We got Michigan for 11.10 cents per kilowatt, Florida 10.86. I'm sure it's gone up since then because this is 2014. Let's see, Ohio, Minnesota. Minnesota was 9.63. Let's see. South Dakota. Well, it's gone down because now mine is about 7 cents per kilowatt because I called today. But in 2014, it was 9.06 per kilowatt. So my power company has gone down. That's good news. And Washington, it says, was 7.15 cents per kilowatt. Texas was 8.99 cents per kilowatt. Well, what they did was probably just added a couple of zeros to it. and decided to charge $9 a kilowatt during this crisis. Another thing these power companies do is offer the option of direct payment from your bank account, and they give you a discount. So they automatically take their payment, and you don't know what they're going to take until you see your bank statement. I don't know if they would send them a monthly statement. Mine usually comes sometime after the 1st. I called them today. Mine went up an extra $8 this last month. But yeah, I'm not surprised because, yeah, it was cold. Another customer of Griddy Electricity said that they withdrew $1,200 from her bank account from February 13th and 18th, and her overall bill from February 1st to the 19th was $9,546. The lawsuit states that some customers' bills were as high as $17,000. Ted Cruz posted on Twitter saying that this is wrong. No power company should get a windfall because of a natural disaster. And Texans shouldn't get hammered by ridiculous rate increases for the last week energy debacle. Dallas News said that Griddy customers face $5,000 electric bill for 5 freezing days in Texas. Some Texans are facing yet another crisis, how they're going to pay enormous electric bills. Yeah, then you think about the repairs they have to do to their home because of the frozen water pipes that busted and, yeah, destroyed their homes. John Spriggs posted on Twitter, "This is my electric bill for the past 5 days. We are without power for most of it. I think I'm ready to leave Texas." And it was $1,698.22. On the conversation they have here about people proving the fixed rate, while others prefer to have the varying rates. It says here it reflects the wholesale market conditions. Even with the best communication from retailers, the prospect of lower electric rates may lead some consumers to discount the possibility of high or volatile bills. ERCOT wholesale price will occasionally spike, I guess this is the baloney they tell people, to very high levels, and customers who get their power through market-based contracts have to pay those high prices. But prices spike don't normally last for very long, typically for a few hours and mostly during the summer, and they can have some benefits since they give electric retailers opportunities to inform customers about the value of energy conservation. ERCOT probably would have charged more than the $9,000 per kilowatt if they could. That was the maximum price allowable by the Public Utility Commission of Texas. On the 21st, they had a meeting about an emergency order to prevent the possible disconnection for non-payment. It says here the order and directives are intended to be temporary, likely through the end of the week. So what does that mean? Monday, people are going to have their power shut off? Also, on the Public Utility Commission webpage, they have here about what to do if your rep leaves the market. If your retail electric provider is no longer operating in Texas, Texas law requires another rep to step in and keep the lights on for a period of time so that you can either enter into a contract with that rep or choose another rep. This service is called the provider of last resort. Yeah, you might end up with a company that you don't want, and evidently when they decide who's going to give you your power, they'll send you a postcard. Are some of these companies thinking about leaving Texas instead of upgrading and weatherizing their systems? You know, and that also includes the gas lines. You know, the gas lines froze, the wellheads froze, coming up from the ground that went to the power generating plants. ERCOT's meeting they had scheduled for today, February 26th, that was canceled. Well, evidently, 5 of the 6 board members have resigned. Yeah, you gamble with having lower electricity prices, or you don't read the fine print, and then you're stuck with this outrageous power bill that most people, like myself, I would tell them to put it where the sun don't shine. and change electric providers if you could. You probably would have to pay the outstanding bill first. I had shared this Twitter post and I don't see it anymore on there. Twitter must have deleted it. Let me play this for you.
Orlando is awesome. It's not as nice as Cancun. I gotta say, Orlando is awesome. It's not as nice as Cancun.
There's another Twitter post about this saying, sickening, Senator Ted Cruz, Orlando is awesome, it's not as nice as Cancun. Meanwhile, tens of thousands still without running water in Texas. The water coming out of the tap is brown, smells like fish, and they're blaming it on algae. And they say it's safe to drink. They lifted the boil water order there. I wouldn't drink it. And there's people that still don't have water. A Twitter post that was shared with me, sent to me, says, "Okay, Texas, I'm up here on the power line. What do I do next?" Yeah, thank you, Carl. Here it says, Texans are still reeling from the recent winter storm, and help is on the way from Metro Atlanta. I guess they're sending water. Another Twitter post, pallets of HEB water has arrived in Palmview, Texas. Lowe's Home Improvement, there in Texas City Store, donated 840 cases of water and 300 disaster supply kits. I bet that didn't last long. Gatmash Twitter post, this is a shocking moment. U.S. residents in Texas line up to fetch water from borehole amid power outage. And they have a video there, evidently. This Twitter post, evidently from February 17th, it says, "This is not a third world country. This is Houston, Texas. I spotted a line of people filling up buckets of water from a spigot at Hayden Park. Why? Millions either have no water or under a boil water advisory." Yeah, it's just terrible. And a Twitter post of Biden there in Texas. I don't know where he's at. Is it a food distribution? Looks like it. And we got, it looks like Dole, bananas, and then there was a sign that looked like apples. If it's food distribution, there should, yeah, see the apples back there? There certainly isn't much in that warehouse. An update from KHRON from yesterday, February 25th. It says Houston city officials have responded to concerns about the scent of local tap water, attributing to the odor to a higher concentration of disinfectants in the city water supply. Many of the fishy water reports came from zones west of downtown, according to city officials. And there's a lot of Twitter comments saying that their water smells so strongly of chlorine, it's like industrial pool water is coming from the tap. Yeah. Is it safe to drink and bathe in? It smells like pool levels of chlorine in it. Might be a good time to check out different states that are either regulated or unregulated or partially regulated for the cost of electricity and gas. And I hope the people there learned about competitive rates compared to fixed rates. Did this happen back in 2011 when they had that other freeze and decided not to weatherize the power stations or the water lines or the gas lines? I don't know. I don't live there. Please put your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.